What is up? Welcome to another credit card news live stream. I'm Cal Barton. Listen, it's good to have you. I hope you had a great weekend. All right, so we're gonna get into the news, but first, before we do that, I just want to say what's up to F. Davis. How you doing? Miss Barton said, "Hello, family. I see you. Thanks for attending another stream." And we got Mr. Briggs. It's not Mr. Biggs. That's Mr. Briggs with an R. All right. Danny, what's up, man? Oh, you got. Thank you, sir. The super chat. Really, thanks for the love. You said for the Sunday stream. I appreciate that. Christoph. Hey, Cal. How you doing? So, Wondering Doc, man. I hope, listen, Wondering Doc is really great for a good discussion. He's gonna, I don't know, I'm not gonna say you're a contrarian, but you definitely march to the beat of your own drum. You're gonna get in there. You don't care who's against you. You're gonna say your point, and you're gonna stand strong. Chilsy, how you doing? Raul, I see you, man. So, Dark Dude, I see you as well. So let's get into the news real quick. So what Fed rate increases mean for mortgages, credit cards, and more. So as the Federal Reserve has lifted its key interest rate several times over the past year, Americans have seen the effects on both sides of the household ledger. Savers benefit from higher yields. I know I've been loving the higher yields I'm getting on my SoFi account. Man, I mean, it's like approaching 4% at this point. Hopefully it passes it. I'm getting the amount of interest that I'm getting on my savings account now is more than the cash back I earn. It's awesome. And I don't even have, you know, a bunch of money in there yet. So it's really good to see that. But borrowers pay more. So credit card rates are closely linked to the Fed's action. So consumers with revolving debt can expect to see those rates rise, usually within 1 or 2 billing cycles. The average credit card rate was 19.9% as of January 25th, according to Bankrate.com. So that's up from around 16% in March of last year when the Fed began its series of rate increases. So that's going to make debt, considerably more expensive for people to hold. Unfortunately, a lot of people are still holding a lot of debt. They are still using credit cards and those debt products to make ends meet. A lot of people are living paycheck to paycheck. They're using it to pay off to go for grocery shopping. They're using it to pay for utilities, everything under the sun, and to finance these kind of larger lifestyles that we've been living out here. So that's going to be more costly, and we see people are going deeper and deeper into debt these days. All right, and D Bill, I see you, man. Thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate that, Bill. And I like the little the Giphy we got going on here. I appreciate that, Bill. So what we have here is debt rising, and people are going to feel that even more over the course of this year. They're still calling for a recession. Listen, if you think we're going to have a recession, or we are already in a recession right now, let me know in the comment section. Let me know what your thoughts are on that. So next, credit card debt rose hand in hand with inflation last year. So this is kind of like on the nose. We all kind of understand this. In the last quarter of 2022, the average credit card debt per borrower increased to $5,800 compared to around $5,100 for the same period the year before and in 2020. So overall, a collective credit card balances reached about $930 billion with a B in the last quarter of 2022, an 18.5% jump and new record high, TransUnion says. So that tracks with previous third quarter data from the Federal Reserve Bank of New York, which found credit card balances increased to $930 billion, a 15% year over year uptick. So things are looking a little grim out here. 85% of consumers feel more secure in life with a healthy credit score. And I thought this was a really good kind of perspective on what credit scores really do to your psychology. And I definitely feel that too, because I feel like credit score, we'll get into it. I'll tell you what I think. Of U.S. consumers, 85% say they feel more secure in the rest of their lives when their credit score is healthy, according to a national survey released by FICO last week. It also found that about 1/3 of Americans feel financially insecure, and 43% say their unstable economy is a barrier towards achieving financial goals. The survey results suggest that even during periods of economic uncertainty, good credit helps people feel more in control. So why is that? You know, I think that for me, what good credit indicates is that you have the ability to attain a mortgage, attain credit, right? You can build a business, you can get a business loan, you have the ability to get credit at the lowest interest rate, so it's going to cost you less to get that. But some people, you know, when I polled you guys, there was 5 reasons why you wanted to have a higher limit. I believe number 1 was for to increase your credit score, because that's what it does. When you have a higher available credit limit, that ultimately lowers your credit utilization rate, and that's one of the biggest factors for improving your credit score. But the 5th and last position, which I think a lot of you might be thinking about, is that it can be used as an emergency fund. You know, you really should have your own savings in emergency funds, but when the rubber hits the road, maybe you're out of that. Maybe you're in a deep kind of valley at that point in life, and you need some extra money just to get you by. It's good to have access to more money if you really absolutely need it. Yeah, so I can definitely see why people would feel more secure. So next we have a record 3.8 billion stolen in crypto hacks last year. So this was a devastating year for crypto. It is a crypto winter. And listen, you can see the thumbnail here. I mean, we got somebody in a black hoodie. He's all shrouded in darkness. He's stealing Bitcoin. He's stealing Ethereum right under people's noses. So 3.8 billion worth of cryptocurrency was stolen from various services last year, with much of those thefts driven by North Korean linked hackers. Wow, I did not know this. According to a new report, the increases in crypto heists from 3.3 billion in 2021 came as the overall market for cryptocurrencies suffered significant declines. The value of Bitcoin, for example, fell by more than 60% last year, and North Korea was a key driver for the surge in thefts, according to the report. Hackers linked to the country stole an estimated 1.7 billion worth of crypto, and through various hacks in 2022, up from 129 million in the prior year. So listen, this is getting very little kind of coverage. I haven't even seen this before tonight, that you know, North Korea is responsible for this much. So that seems to be how they're making most of their money now. That's the nation that is cloistered and off to themselves. Next, so it's live. Delta's new credit card benefit for 15% off awards flights. So Delta and American Express officially launched Take Off. That's the name of it. Take Off 15, a splashy benefit for both new and existing Delta SkyMiles American Express credit card holders that gets an at least 15% discount on SkyMiles award tickets booked through Delta. So Take Off 15 is a new benefit for Delta and Amex card holders that provides at least 15 in discounts when redeeming for SkyMiles for Delta operated award flights. It's available on both consumer and business versions of the card, and that's going for the gold, platinum, and reserve credit cards. Next, we have Beyonce's going on tour, and a Citi card can help you get a ticket. So listen, I know I got some Beyonce fans here. Listen, Beyonce's great, but I'm gonna basically tie this into another company that's doing a similar thing. And so the demand for Beyonce's latest tour is sure to be astronomical for this global icon who hasn't toured since 2018. If you're hoping to catch one of Beyonce's US concerts, your Citi card could help you score these coveted tickets. All Citi cards that have the Visa or MasterCard logo and Citi debit cards with the MasterCard logo are eligible. Before registering for the Citi pre-sale of your choice, you'll first need to add your qualifying Citi card as a payment option in your Ticketmaster account. After adding the card to your Ticketmaster account, you'll then have to complete the verified fan registration to access the pre-sale. So this sounds a lot like the Taylor Swift concert ticket, and that they did that partnership with Capital One. So you can see this is a trend now, right? These credit card issuers are teaming up with Ticketmaster to provide extra benefits, so that they're saying, listen, if you want exclusive pre-sale first access to a coveted artist's new tour, then you have to sign up for our card and purchase a ticket through them. So basically, they're getting people to act on impulse. To all they want is a ticket to Beyonce or a ticket to Taylor Swift. They will sign up for a completely new credit product just to get that purchase done. You never want to do that. You never want to sign up for a car for just one thing. That's, you want to consider the lifetime value of that card. But I see the scheme here. And don't be surprised when Chase does this, Bank of America, whoever comes out the woodwork, because what do? They copy off of each other, right? These businesses, they see a business model being done, they see a strategy being done, and they just do the same thing. And I mean, it makes sense, but it's funny when you actually see this take place. And hopefully it doesn't go down like the debacle that was the Taylor Swift. There's like huge lawsuits going on because of that. Hopefully they don't fall into that sort of trap. So next we have, will digital wallets kill credit cards? Now I completely doubt this will ever happen, but digital wallets, also called mobile wallets, are gaining popularity for the convenience of ease of use. Now I agree they are easy to use, because I just listen every Sunday before the stream. I go to the grocery store, and what do I use? I use Google Pay or whatever. I'm able to swipe through my cards and choose exactly which card I want, just tap and pay. It's actually more secure as well. But despite their growing popularity, digital wallets are still quite a way from cornering the payment market, in part because merchants are slow to adopt new payment processing technology. While mobile wallets probably won't be the default anytime soon, it's not out of the realm of possibility to think we'll do away with the plastic credit cards in favor of digital versions sometime in the next few decades. Yeah, I think that's more accurate. We move pretty slow, so next few decades seems to be more reasonable. But it's nice to have access to all my cards in one place instead of carrying around a binder full of cards like this, right? A thick, behind binder like that. You can just have access on your cell phone, right? They're all there. You just swipe through. You can add as many as you want, and you can label them up. What cards are used for what type of purchases, and it kind of helps you out. So yeah, I think I don't think that's gonna kill off credit cards. That's just gonna work hand in hand. They're just gonna be kind of meshed together. The credit products will just live on your phone. So next we have the Capital One Venture X business card will launch next week. So last year, Capital One quietly launched a small business rewards card available exclusively to clients with a Capital One relationship manager. So the Capital One Spark Travel Elite card was noticeably similar to the issuer's premium credit card, the Capital One Venture X rewards card. So with parallel earnings rates, travel benefits, and annual fees, now the cards are even more aligned. The Capital One Spark Travel Elite card will rebrand next week as the new Capital One Venture X business card. The Venture X business card won't be available to just anyone though. As with its previous incarnation, you'll need to apply for the card through your Capital One relationship manager. They're like a liaison between business owners and the bank who help arrange accounts, loans, and other credit. So it looks like you have to have sort of a relationship with Capital One. I'm not sure what size of business you'll need to have a business manager. It sounds like it may be a rather large one, but it's nice. I'll say this. I just started getting into business cards. It's funny because I'm actually, the two business cards I do have are through Amex. I got the Amex, Amazon business card, and then I have the Amex Cash Plus card. And because I'm focused on cash back predominantly, it's nice when you can basically segregate your business purchases and your personal purchases. So it helps with tax season, right? This time of year. And then it also helps because you're getting another round of sign-up bonuses. So even more cards to earn sign-up bonuses. Plus any sort of, anytime you rack up, charges and transactions on that card, with many of the cards such as Amex, they don't affect your personal credit utilization. Also with business cards, you're going to get larger limits typically because it's going to be reliant on those business purchases and trade lines you have. And yeah, I think and it also builds business credit. So I think I hit all the points there. So I definitely had to make the leap to business cards, and I never look back. It's great. Also, listen, if you're in the stream right now, go ahead and like the stream for me now. We're hanging out. All you got to do is hit that like button. Okay. It looks like fireworks when you do it. I really appreciate that. If you want to see more streams like this, just go and hit that like button. Yeah, Raul said, like the stream, share with friends. Yes, share the stream with friends. I can't wait. I want to see those friends in the stream. I want to talk to everybody in the stream. This is my one time every week that I get to talk to everybody and, share a room with you guys. So if we move on to the next story here, this is a pretty big one, and I'm not sure. I was trying to gauge how important this was to everybody. Let me just go ahead and get into this real quick. Let me go ahead and bring that up so I can actually read this. Biden wants to introduce a bill to slash credit card fees. So the Biden administration has proposed reducing credit card late fees from around $30 to $8. This is expected to save consumers up to $9 billion annually, and builds on the president's effort to eliminate our limit junk fees. The rule is from the consumer, or the CFPB for short. It's called the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, which analyzed the current costs and found that the number of is 5 times higher than it needs to be. So the White House has also urged Congress to pass a bill to tackle entertainment, travel, and utility fees. Biden called for a focus on reducing junk fees through an executive order issued in October and called on Congress to pass the Junk Fee Prevention Act. Okay, so guys, what do you think about this? Like, my first perception of this is that the credit card companies are just going to make up that deficit in another place, right? They're just gonna tack on, they're gonna raise annual fees, they're gonna raise, interest rates, or they're gonna raise the some other fees. They're just gonna tack it on somewhere else, or lower the rewards rates. They're never gonna ultimately lose in the end. I think on paper it looks good. You're lowering the fee. Really, you shouldn't be paying late fees. $9 billion seems a little like, if it kind of penalizes the rest of us, right? Because if you're not carrying a balance, I mean, it's not going to affect us. I guess it's not penalizing us, but I feel like most people think it's not going to do much. It's just a lot of talk and not a lot of effect. So just said, maybe Congress should lower our taxes before worrying about fees that people get if they don't pay their bills. All right, I hear you. So I hear you on that. Lower these taxes. These are two, especially New York. My goodness. My goodness, these taxes are outrageous. But especially property taxes, guys. It's insane. All right, so next story. Capital One is unable to mail new cards. So I don't think this is exclusive to Capital One, but we're going to get just the gist is that a global shortage of microchips is affecting the supply chain of payment cards, including debit and credit cards, causing delays for some banks and credit unions in providing replacements to their customers. The shortage is due to the increased demand for electronic products such as computers and cell phones. And one person was saying that they actually waited like 10 days or more. And others were saying that they waited like 2 or a few weeks to get their cards, and they were from other credit card issuers. Let me know in the comments, have you had any issues like with delays in like applying for a card and then ultimately getting shipped the card? I noticed some people saying that if you were applying for a more premium card like the Venture X, they'll just ship it right out, because I guess you're higher tier at that point. You're more valuable, unfortunately. So listen, I know when I get my cards, I haven't had an issue with that, with getting my cards on time. They usually come in the matter of like a week, and I haven't gotten any notice that there was a delay. So this was kind of a news to me, but I saw several people mentioning it. Yeah, I just want to say I'm laughing at Nino, man. Welcome back to the stream, Nino. You said, if the government calls to help you, hang up the phone. That's funny. You don't want that government help. Okay. So let's get on to the next story here. Real quick, Capital One launches Premier Hotel Collection. So Capital One launched Premier Collection, a portfolio of luxury hotels for its Capital One Venture X Rewards credit card. The portfolio offers benefits such as 10x miles on every booking, a $100 experience credit, daily breakfast, complimentary Wi-Fi, room upgrades, early check-in and late checkout. Premier Collection currently includes hundreds of properties and is aimed at frequent travelers. Cardholders can book stays from the Capital One travel portal and pay either by card or with Venture Miles. So the Capital One Venture X Rewards card also has a sign-up bonus and an annual travel credit, and has more affordable annual fee compared to the other high-end cards. So the Venture X card is really compared to like the Chase Sapphire Reserve and the Amex Platinum card. But I have the Venture X. I liked it. I've already used it a couple times over the past couple months, and I'll be using it to travel down south and things like that, to purchase flights. It's good to see them actually add a benefit, because they took away the ability to use it at some of the restaurants some of the lounge access restaurants in the airport. So it's good to see them add a benefit, and this kind of brings some parity to what you see from Chase and Amex. They already have their own versions of this Premier Hotel Collection, so they're just basically achieving parity with those other two credit card issuers. Next, we have Nassau Federal Credit Union guarantees your starting limit before approval. So, I was really digging deep, and this is actually going to be part of my next video, guys. Stay tuned for that. This credit union is called Nassau Federal Credit, and is founded in 1949 and is headquartered in Upper Marlboro, Maryland. It holds more than $3 billion in assets and is insured by the National Credit Union Administration. The credit union has about 200,000 members nationwide, and when you sign up, they will do a soft credit pull and display your credit limit before any hard pull happens. They offer me a generous limit of $20,000 right from the beginning, and this is for the this is their cash rewards card. It gives you unlimited 1.5% cash back on all purchases. And listen, I know the card looks a little cheesy. It looks like something that someone had a bright idea putting the galaxy on a card. It looks a little weird, but this credit union seems to be pretty liked. They will give you, like, I believe I got a $25,000 limit pre-approval with Dover Federal Credit Union. So these credit unions, they're out there. You can get pre-approved for these higher limits. Now, this is just, a lot of people have found that these limits are accurate, but some people have said that they've had an issue where they ultimately got denied. So you definitely want to be aware of that. Typically with a credit union, they're going to require like W-2s, bank statements, driver's license. You're going to have to actually submit identification and documents to verify your residence, your identity, and and your income. They want to see that. They want to make sure that that's solid before they actually lend out this type of money, because this is a lot of money. Most of the cars are going to start you out between 5 and 10,000. I know for me, my regular limit is going to be around 12,000. So 20K, that's a lot, right? And we got Christoph said, Nassau Federal Credit Union is a great institution to become a member of. Okay, listen, that's a great sign. We got a member right here live. Christoph is saying that he likes the credit union. That's good. Thanks for that, Christoph. So we have the next story here. New Select World Elite MasterCard. So the Select World Elite MasterCard is a new credit card that combines Select's network of member benefits with World Elite MasterCard benefits. An uncapped 2% cash back across most spending categories except groceries and services that earn 1%, and utility payments that don't earn rewards. The card has a $450 annual fee and the same benefits as the Select membership. So the card is invitation only, with invitations being granted starting this month, and priority given to current Select members and prospective members who invite others. And the card is powered by the Deserve and MasterCard network. It offers savings and perks at over a million premier locations globally, hosts member-only events, and provides an on-demand concierge service. The eligible cities for the program are in some major cities like Atlanta, Austin, Chicago, Los Angeles, Miami, New York, and others. You know, I hadn't really heard of Select and their membership. It's a pretty like kind of bespoke, you know, really closed off, you know, exclusive little club they got going on. So they just came out with their own card. You're gonna see Deserve pop up a lot more over the next few years because they established a business model where they are basically the foundation of any. So basically, any company can come to them, and create their own credit card for the cheap and real fast. So they basically use Deserve's credit card platform to launch these cards, and so they're basically choosing that business model going forward. Next week, Capital One launches Premier. Okay, we already mentioned that Premier Hotel Collection. So let's go ahead and delete that real quick. Let's get that out of here. Guys, you should know that I have a 12 credit limit increase strategy cheat sheet that is linked in the pinned comment below. You can find it on my website, and that just gives you 12 general strategies that you can use to increase your limit with any of your credit card issuers. And then it also will have the airline travel partner lookup tools, a link to this. So if you're doing any sort of award travel, any sort of aspirational travel, and you need to find the correct travel partner to transfer those points to, this is going to help you out with that. And I have a link to that when you sign up for the newsletter on my website. So guys, let's talk. Let's see what everybody's talking about in the comments. I see some discussion. I see Nino talking about the built card. You said too much hype on that built card. I don't know if it's worth the Chase 524 slot. You know, listen, I think I don't rent, you know, and hopefully in the future, listen, I might be making a big move. Hopefully, I'm not forced to rent either. But if I was renting, I think it's a no-brainer. I really do, because it's the only way that you can earn points on rent. It literally is the only card that you can use to earn points on that rent. Now, if you can't find the best way to transfer those points out, you know, that might be an issue, but you're still going to get something in return. Like, you can still find a way to redeem that transfer, you know, use it on your next, you know, vacation, use it to help you pay for that next flight and transfer it out to the correct travel partner. You know, I just think if long term, if you're trying to stay under 524 and you have like a hard line, you know, strategy that you have this time frame that you're trying to like stay within, then it makes sense to stop and not apply for the built card. But if you're paying rent, I don't really see any reason why you would not get that card. Johnny Minute said, in my opinion, the built card isn't worth the 524 slot if you do not pay rent. Yeah, it's definitely not worth. It's definitely, I totally agree with you, Johnny. It's not worth the slot if you're not paying rent. Now, I have seen a suggestion, and this was only a suggestion on their website. I think it was in their media kit, that they said that they're heavily looking into allowing payments for mortgages. Now, if they do that, I mean, that's going to be a huge deal, because mortgages can be very expensive, especially in the Northeast area. So I'm not sure how they're doing it. I think, you know, a lot of people don't know about the built card is that you have to make 5 payments a month. What I said in my review is that to make those 5 payments, you can easily just kind of make that an automated process. You know, I like using the Amazon store, the Amazon gift card method, because Amazon basically gives you a gift card balance that you can just make payments as small as 50 cents to as large as $2,000. So I use that to redeem all sorts of things. If I have like a gift card, a Visa gift card, I'll just go ahead and unload all the funds and put them into Amazon store credits. But it's a good way to do it. Amazon Reload, yeah. Recovering. Hold on. Let me get you pulled up. Are you deleted? Listen, you deleted a message. Listen, you said that recovering church boy. I'm gonna shout you out. I can't get your name up here. I love that the name, the title there, the tagline. Um, he said that he wished it was associated with a different bank. So the Built card is associated with Wells Fargo, and we all know Wells Fargo is always tied up in some sort of scheme or scam, right? They've been sued a million times. They have a lot of bad press attached. Now I have one of their cards, the new autograph card. Still have not had any issues with them, but I do understand people's, like, you know, uncertainty and kind of reticence to associate themselves and do business with Wells Fargo. Yeah, here we go. Right. So I understand that. And the Built card is having an issue right now. Listen, admittedly, the Built card has, if you look on the forums, everybody's talking about the fact that a certain portion of the community is having these fraudulent charges of like a few cents, like 10 cents, 15 cents, come out of their account, sometimes even before they get the card. I don't want to scare anybody because even on the last stream, some people were telling me that who have the card, they were gushing about the card. They like the service, they like the kind of the culture around like the app and how involved, like they have quizzes and things like that. They got rent day going on, but they said the customer service was great and that they were able to get a new card and get taken care of pretty quick. Right of the line said, received a check. Hold on. Right of the line said, received a check from Wells Fargo recently for their mishandling of employee retirement funds. Wow, that says something. That we have someone just now receiving a check for the latest kind of fraud and crime that they committed. That's really telling you something. Danny Boy said, listen, we got another side to this argument. Danny said that Wells Fargo is completely fine. Which bank hasn't had a scandal? Wells Fargo has been good to me. All right. Listen, I mean, we can all pull up a scandal from all the banks, right? I think that Wells Fargo has had more. It's definitely in recent memory. Wandering Duck said, I agree that's probably the most hyped, overrated card ever. Without a sign-up bonus, it makes no sense at all. You know, I think that I'm going to disagree with you, Wandering Doc. I think that I think that I love a sign-up bonus, right? Even the Quicksilver card comes with a $200 sign-up bonus. But I think that with the Built card, they are resting on the fact and they're leaning on the fact that it's the only card on the market, absolutely only card on the market that you can use to make rent payments. And so if you max that out, I think the max is like $4,000 a month in rent payments to get the maximum you can get is like 50,000 points in a year. But if you didn't use the Built card, then you would just get no points. They're like, that's the option. So they know that people are in that situation. Either you get some points or you get no points. So I'm in the camp of getting some points. But listen, I love a good sign-up bonus. Listen, that's great. But I think it's not absolutely necessary in this situation. All right, I like this. From Danny. You said, I'm gonna start a drinking game every time Nino says 524. All right, we're gonna be drunk if we do that, right? It's very important. Listen, 524 status is important to most people. We see it all over, you know. I'm personally not concerned about 524. Well, now I am, I would just say, because I do want a Chase business card. But prior to that, I wasn't in the Chase ecosystem. Now I understand that a lot of people love Chase Sapphire Preferred. They love Chase Ultimate Rewards points is very, it can be lucrative if you are in the game of transferring points, maximizing points, pooling them together, finding the right transfer partners, using the correct dates that you fly out, upgrading to business class. I get it. Personally, the way I use cards, which is different for everybody. That's why there's different products for every single person, depending on your spending habits. I prefer cashback. I think it's very simple. I think it's very flexible. And so that's why I prioritize. Danny also said, with what's going on with Built, I'm sure we'll get another rent-based credit card at the end of this year. Really? You think it's going to be as soon as this year, Danny? You think it's going to be that soon? I'd be a little surprised at that. But I do think they've established that there is a business model. I don't know. I'm not sure if they're burning money, but other companies can do the same thing, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a competitor that tries to upstage them. I'd be surprised if it was as early as this year. Jamie Hanlon said, Wells Fargo gives me middle child energy, always in some type of trouble. I didn't know the middle child was the problematic one. I wasn't aware. I thought it was like the younger one. That's funny though. Nino, man, thank you for the super chat. You said like the new mic setup. Have you done my desk setup video yet? I have never even thought of that. Nino, with my channel, I didn't think people would be interested in something like that. I try to keep it really focused on credit cards. If anybody would be interested in that, let me know in the comments. That's an interesting point though. I have to think about that. So just said someday Chase will actually issue me a card. Unfortunately, I had a charge off with them like 10 years ago, and they won't touch me, but I don't blame them. Okay, listen, at least you understand, right? You understand. It's business. They got you in the blacklist, right? You're in the doghouse. I've heard some people getting approved for a Chase card, probably just over 10 years. So I would keep trying. But yeah, that's tough. I think Danny had the same situation, right? All right, we got somebody else defending Wells Fargo. Listen, guys, when I did a poll for Wells Fargo, you guys told me that the worst credit card issuer out of like Comenity, Synchrony, Wells Fargo, and I think Capital One, somebody else, y'all all chose Wells Fargo overwhelmingly. But Danny has supported Wells Fargo. Chambe, I hope I pronounced that right, said, good afternoon. I have 3 credit cards with Wells Fargo. Never had any problems yet, but Bank of America has almost stole my $2,500 using to sell. So they almost stole his $2,500. I'm sorry to hear that. I have really limited experience with Bank of America. I have 1 credit card with them, and a long time ago I used to bank with them primarily, but I've since left them behind, long behind. I went to Simple Bank, then I went to SoFi. I've been with SoFi for like 4 years now, right? But believe it or not, I've been with SoFi 4 years. I had the SoFi credit card for like 3 years, and never looked back. You just can't, I think the best way to do it is to diversify your accounts, obviously, but I think you want to have a bunch of online fintech banks because they're going to give you all those competitive interest rates, and they're going to give you a lot for free, and maybe have 1 or 2 local brick and mortar banks that you bank with that don't charge fees. Maybe have a credit union, and then maybe have like a Capital One 360 account, something like that. That's going to be a real help to you. Bruce Wayne said, love the microphone as well. It's got that stormtrooper feel. Okay. Well, guys, it's funny. I've had this microphone. It's funny that you say that. All I did was do this number. As if you see, well, I'm not even gonna do that. Why would I do that? But I just change out the screen, the muff. Sorry for that. So yeah, just I switched that out. But thank you guys. All right, let's start. Let's start the discussion here. What is so great about Chase? This is what Jamie Hanlon said. Welcome to the stream, Jamie. You said question for anyone, so everybody got to be included on this. All right. What's so great about Chase? They're so popular and coveted. I want some help on this. Listen, Jamie, I'm not the one to tell you this, bro. Like I have a Chase Freedom Unlimited. It's cool. I really don't use it, honestly. Chase is not. I'm a cashback focused person. The Freedom Flex is good. The Freedom Unlimited is good. I think it can also be a one card setup because you're getting at least 1.5% cash back. You're getting two bonus categories that getting your 3%, and then you're getting 5% back on the Chase Ultimate Rewards portal. And then you can use those points to pool together. You can send those points over to your Chase Sapphire Preferred card for increased bonus. I think you get 1.25 or 1.25 cents per point when you redeem for Chase Travel. Listen, I see these reward system as extra work. Personally, I'm not gonna knock anybody else, okay, from doing that work. I personally don't. I see credit cards as more passive. That's just the way that I move. But guys, can you help me tell Jamie why it's so coveted? Because I think the Chase Bank has the most credit cards. They have the largest market share. I'm gonna ask you guys in the chat, is the Chase, are Chase cards overrated? I want to see what everybody says, and you can comment below if you want to. I'm just gonna start this poll up quick. If I can get this going. All right, got it in there. You guys vote for me. Are Chase cards overrated? All right, 100% of people say yes, absolutely. Okay, it's going down. Ooh, we got 8 votes in. Let's get 10 votes in. Let your voice be heard. Are the Chase cards overrated? Christoph said definitely not overrated over here. DJ Bruce Wayne. DJ, I know you have multiple Chase cards. You said HE double hockey sticks. No. All right, Nino had a good roundup of benefits. He said Chase simplicity, easy redemptions, outstanding bonuses. He said he can go on and on with this. Listen, if you're a fan of Chase cards, you're not doing a good job of voting in this poll, because right now people are saying, they're telling me it's overrated. 15 votes in, they're saying it's overrated. Listen, I thought about making a video about the problem, and you guys are probably going to see me make a series of videos with the label "The 5 Big Problems With." I'm gonna do a bunch of these videos, and I'm gonna start with I already started with Capital One, but I'm gonna go to SoFi. I got a lot to say. Apple Card. There's some things I need to say, get off my chest about these products, and I think you're gonna like it. But I could not find 5 real points to dig into about Chase that weren't in relation to it being just not the card for me. Like, I think it's targeted at a different type of person. So I can't really knock that card for just not being specifically tailored for me. Like, it's good. It's great for someone who wants to work at award travel, aspirational travel. You want to get like free nights in the Maldives. If you do a lot of hotel reservations, if you like, personally, when I travel, I like to stay in nice big Airbnbs. I like to get a hot tub on the top with a city landscape view. I don't think you can't do that with, you got to book hotels to use these travel cards. So they're not going to allow that. I like to use Turo. Maybe I want to rent a Tesla. Maybe I want to rent an Aston Martin, whatever is in the big city. You're not going to find that at your local Hertz or Enterprise, right? So, I like the flexibility to get the cash back, honestly. All right, so now the 20 votes are in, and most people are saying that Chase is not overrated. Wandering Dot said, Cal, how are you so smooth and speak so slowly? You definitely don't drink coffee. Yeah. I didn't think I spoke slowly. I thought I was, well, I guess I'm reading fast. That's funny. I didn't think I was speaking slowly, but sometimes you got to find your thoughts, Hold on. That's a credit card offer right there. So, yeah, man, you gotta stay smooth, man. Okay, we got another point of view. Applied Virtual Solution said from May, Chase is overrated. Federal credit unions gives me the highest limits. PenFed is one. So yeah, listen, it depends on what your focus is, right? It all depends on what you want. What is your goal? If your goal is to have the highest available credit limit, then, Chase could be that for you, but you have to put a lot of years in. They're going to see a lot of spend on the card and a really high income to get you those high limits. And you can get that off the bat with a credit union. Credit unions, just as, the average person, average Joe, can roll up to a credit union, open an account, and then start a relationship with them and just get closer and closer and build up their internal score with that one particular union, and they're going to get some high limits there. So if you want high limits, yeah, definitely go to credit union routes. Right of the line said, what is the advantage to trifecta for cash back? Genuine question. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know the answer to that. Is somebody in the chat that can answer that question? Is there a cashback advantage to the Chase trifecta? We have some knowledgeable people in here, by the way. That's why you got to come to the live streams. You got to attend, because we got a lot of people that know what they're talking about. Been in the game much longer than me. Uh-oh, we got some. Wandering Doc said, people seem to like high limit. Now, Wandering Doc, you actually have high limits. So you already have what the people want, which is funny. But you said people seem to like high limits. I still can't figure out why. Why do they like high limits? I think I sum it up to, I've been kind of polling people and trying to figure out what makes them tick and what really drives them to get these high limits. I think 1, the improvement in credit score. They told me that. 2, and I should really pull this poll up. It's going to be, it gives you kind of increased credibility or credibility with the other banks. So people kind of understand that if you have a higher limit, when you go up for another credit card or a credit limit increase, it does increase your chances of when the banks do a soft pull, they will see your other available limits and kind of model their limit after that. They'll just take that as a cue. And then I think they use it for an emergency fund at some points. And there's some other reason why you want a high limit for large spending. So sometimes, maybe it's a big spending month. Maybe you're trying to purchase, you're trying to furnish an Airbnb, or something you're investing in, or you're trying to furnish a home. Maybe you're doing a renovation. You want to have a larger limit to work with to make that transaction happen. And some people, if you're working with like a $2,000, $5,000 limit, that's just not going to cut it, especially if you're making more. Yeah, Danny said utilization is a big factor. Yeah, after you get to a certain point, like at this point, speaking of utilization, guys, at this point, I'm using 1% of my credit limit, and I still spend the same amount on all of my regular day-to-day purchases, and that's the benefit of using business credit, because I was able to move all that usage, which was probably half of my usage at this point, onto business cards. Now they don't affect my personal utilization rate. I'm hovering at 1%, which is like ideal. That's the best you can do, really, is 1% utilization. And Adam Markley said high limits can make you a baller. It make you do high limits make you a baller, a absolute baller. Then you can get you a money gun and shoot out $100 bills, fake $100 bills, like I just did. Marquita Henderson said, how much available credit do you think is too much in general? You know what? I think you can never have too much available credit. I've never seen anybody with too much. I've never seen anybody complain about having too much credit. You can do yourself in if you just use all the credit. If you don't pay attention to your cards and everybody has access to it, they can run your limit up. That would be bad. But the more credit, the better. Somebody asked me that not too long ago. Listen, I'm always trying to increase my limits. Everybody I see is always wanting to increase their limits. There's no limit too high. Yep. So just said never too much. Never too much. So, guys, speaking of limits, did anybody get approved for a credit limit increase or a new credit card over the past week that I should know about? We got to celebrate you real quick. Also, Riderline said, I wouldn't ask for credit limit increases with Synchrony. If you have a lot of their cards, as there are stories they grant it, and then close all your cards for outstanding credit limit with them. You know what? I have a few cards with them. I probably have like $40,000 in credit with them through the Amazon store card, the PayPal MasterCard, the Venmo credit card, the Verizon Visa card. I mean, I could go on, but I haven't had an issue with them. Some people have experienced credit limit decreases, so you definitely don't want exclusively Synchrony cards. You want to diversify that for sure. But again, personal experience, teach it, your mileage will vary. All right. Cena A, whichever way you say that. He said, I got the Amex Business Platinum. Nice. You got a business card there with a $15,000 limit and purchase in 3 months after, and you get 170,000 membership rewards points. Nice. Really good job, Cena. Give you some confetti. That's a great job. Congratulations on that. Marquita Henderson said, I got a $2,500 increase from Wells Fargo, the dreaded Wells Fargo, right? Marquita, that's really good. Definitely congrats on that. All right, Wonder Dog said, what's the best Synchrony card? Listen, I think off the top of my head, I'll just say the Verizon Visa. That's only if you use Verizon services, because you're getting 4% at gas and grocery, and then getting 3% at dining. But other than that, PayPal MasterCard, that's pretty good. That's kind of a dark horse, because the PayPal MasterCard is a flat rate 2% card, but you're getting 3% cash back on all PayPal purchases, which is a lot of, like, there's a lot of places that use PayPal as a payment method. And so that's a really good perk to have. So maybe the PayPal MasterCard, I would say. All right, DJ Bruce Wayne got another increase here. Another increase. My Bank of America cash rewards card was recently increased to $27,000 from $19,000. Whoa, that is an extreme increase. Nice, man. Good job. That's huge. I have nothing over 20,000 right now, and that's actually a Synchrony card. But man, that's huge jump. Congrats on that. Christoph, oh man, you're making me feel bad, man. You said, did you ever look into the Bread cashback credit card? I'm sorry, I did not look into Bread. I have seen Bread around, but I have not deeply analyzed the reward structure, and I will do this right after the stream. I don't want to do it on stream just to not bore anybody, but I'm gonna analyze that. We're gonna talk about it. I'm gonna make a slide for it, okay? All right, so Marquita says she's got an application. I got to know about this, all right? Because this is my territory. I need to know about this. You said, I got 3 new cards from Truist with the application act. So are you speaking to the fact that you were able to apply without a hard credit pull? Because I was looking at Truist, and I thought for a second that you could see your credit limit before you apply. Like they gave you a starting limit offer. I didn't see that on my end. But tell me, can you elaborate on that hack you did? All right, Chilsey's got a really good question for everybody. How soon is too soon to apply for a Navy Federal Credit Union credit card? Listen, I see people apply for it as soon as they open the account. So I don't think there's a timeline too early. Oh, Marquita knows how to find the limits. She finds some extremely high limits. Pennsylvania State Employees Credit Union gave me a $30,000 card and a $20,000 personal line of credit too. Whoa, that is insane, Marquita. Congrats on getting that. That's funding for, I mean, that's most people's total, like the average person's total limit you just got in one go. Danny said that Truist is geofence. Okay, everybody, if you don't know what geofence means, that just means that if you're in certain states, you can only access that bank in certain states and get approved. So, and also you should know that different banks will change their guidelines. So I've seen banks go from geofence to ungeofence to nationwide, and I've also seen banks go from nationwide to, like, FMBO did this. Like earlier last year, I applied or got a pre-approval just fine. This year, I tried to get a pre-approval or just like a month ago, they said I was out of the marketing area. So between just a few months, they changed what they were trying to do. And so you should know that these banks are always evolving. They're always like, they have different marketing pushes. So you can't just bank on a certain limit being a rule or a certain number of cards being a rule, because these things are fluid. They're always changing. All right, Marquita was able to expound upon her earlier statement about the Truist hack. She said, yes, I got 3 separate cards from Truist with 1 hard pull. Each card has $7,500. Listen, that's how you if you're trying to get some high limits, that's how you play the game right there. I mean, that took some preparation. You were strategic. I'm glad you were able to get those limits. So guys, listen, I do this every single day. I'm sorry, not every single day. That's terrible. I do this every single week on Sunday at 7 p.m. I think next Sunday I might skip just because of the Super Bowl. I think everybody's going to observe Super Bowl. So we're just going to go and start again the following week after the Super Bowl. But that's going to be every Sunday at 7 p.m. I'll be here. And guys, have a great night.